following is from a cooperative project for acquiring skills essential to learning.
Chano's Pet Store at 6 and Pine. All right, let's get back to music. 7:30 on a mighty Monday, and here's a moldy old lady. How do you get up?
Well, time to go.
I don't know why I even try to fix breakfast. All you do is pick at it.
It's not true. It's delicious.
Oh, how would you know?
Richie!
Richie's worst of all. Dana, honey, slow down.
Can't, Mom, I'm late.
Every morning, everyone's so late.
Richie, Dana, you want to ride to school?
Yeah. No thanks, I'm gonna take the bus.
Don't forget your book. Hey, now that's no way to eat. Sit down and have some milk.
Cat, Mom. Gotta get going. See ya.
Mom, would you like some breakfast? Thank you. Don't mind if I do. It is only the most important meal of the day.
There's no way to tell exactly, but it is estimated that there were about 0.55 billion people in the year 1665. By 1839, the number of people in the world doubled. The population doubled again by 1938 and again in 1979. The books I read disagreed about when the population will double again, so I took the lowest estimate, the year 2015.
Now, that's a pretty good report. Did you design that yourself, Alex? All right. Okay, we've been talking about patterns. Now, let's look at this graph for a second. Who can see some patterns of growth in world population? Look at the graph. Think about it for a second. Spot any patterns? Pamela.
The number of people in the world is increasing.
Okay, there's a pattern we can see right away. Is there another pattern? Richard.
Well, if you look at the bottom line, you can see that it's taking less and less time for world population to double.
There are two patterns we can see right away just by studying this graph. The number of people is increasing, and the number is increasing at an increasing rate. Richard, you feel all right?
A little headache.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's get ready to go to lunch. And Richard, I want you to stop by and see the nurse, all right?
No, it's not that bad.
Do it for me, okay?
Right on time.
So the boss says he wants it done now. I tell him the crew's on a lunch break. He says, Lavin, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So what's that supposed to mean?
I thought the crew was happy working for him.
Oh, he makes us happy, all right. Slap happy.
We had a substitute today. She's from Japan. She says in their country, they sit on the floor when they eat. We should try that sometime.
I like to sit on a chair when I eat.
But in Japan, they do it all the time. Maybe it's their pattern.
What do you mean, Rich?
Well, we've been studying patterns in school.
Patterns? You mean like dress patterns?
That's a kind of pattern. But we were talking about people patterns.
Like what?
Like when people do things over and over again, kind of in a regular way. You mean like a habit? Yeah, that's a pattern. But they're all different kinds.
Like every Monday we have leftovers because there's so much food from the Sunday night before?
Yeah, that's a pattern. Like the way they eat in Japan. That's a pattern.
And eating at the table here is a pattern.
I'd like to try their pattern.
So we're all doing reports on different kinds of patterns that we see. I think I found a good one.
Oh, something else happened at school.
Oh, yeah? What?
Richie had to go to the nurse. He was sick. You were?
Richie.
Oh, Mom, it was just a little headache. I felt a little sleepy.
I know how you feel, Rich. I get a little sleepy myself before lunch. After lunch, I'm fine. Do you feel better later on?
Yeah, fine.
Well, I don't know.
Come on, Dana, let's go.
Have a good day.
Richie, you coming with us? No, I'm going to take the bus again. Maybe I'll see you at recess. Okay, bye.
Good morning, Mom.
Good morning, honey.
Bye.
Hey, I want you to drink some milk. I missed the bus. Come on, drink. One glass of milk's not going to make you late. I don't like what's going on around here at breakfast. This big rush out the door every morning. Will you drink that?
Bye, Mom.
Oh, no, that's backwards. Okay, change it. While waiting for the bus, I noticed that people didn't stand too close to one another. I thought there might be a pattern. Change it. So I took pictures at the same time and place each day for a week. Change it. Each day the pattern became more clear. Change it. The people waiting for the bus always stood about a meter apart. Change it. On Friday, I decided to test the pattern. So my sister went up and sat between two people just like she was waiting for the bus, too. Change it. They sat there about a minute or so. Change it. Then everybody moved around so they wouldn't be too close together.
That's a good experiment, Blanca. You all see how that could be important information if you were somebody who was designing maybe a restaurant or even a passenger airplane or something like that, anything where people were going to have to be, like close together. People pattern like that could be real important. Okay, who's got another people pattern report? Quick one we can hear before the bell. Okay, Richard.
My pattern is Mr. Harper, an old man that lives in my building. His pattern shows me that he's a real creep.
What makes you say that, Richard?
Almost every day for the past 2 years, I've passed Mr. Harper in the hallway at the same time. He always frowns at me and never says hello.
That's true, Richard. Some people thought it was funny. But it was funny at the expense of another person. It was a cheap shot, Now, I doubt if that man would think it was funny. Besides, you had no real basis for making a judgment like that.
But the pattern's there.
Recognizing a pattern is one thing. Deciding what it means is something else.
What else could it mean?
I don't know. But let me ask you this. In the last 2 years, have you ever smiled? Have you ever said hello to him? Well, have you?
Well, no, but...
Well, then you've been following a pattern yourself. Now, does that make you unfriendly? Does that make you a creep? Look, why don't you try testing the pattern?
Testing the pattern?
Sure. This afternoon, when you pass him in the hallway, why don't you try smiling? You might even try saying,
Hello, Mr. Harper.
Hello, young man. Say, you're,
Richie, Rich Lappin.
Oh, of course. How are you? So glad to meet you after all these years.
He's a neat guy, really.
He's writing a book, something about South America. He goes to the library every day to do research.
Hey, why don't you eat your eggs? He sounds like a really nice man.
Anyway, he's helping me with the school project. Come on, we're gonna be late.
Let's go. Let's
Okay,
go.
gotta go.
Move it out.
Bye.
Come on. Here we go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, hon.
Now, what am I going to do with all these eggs?
The reason he never smiled at me was because I never smiled at him. He thought I didn't like him, and I thought he didn't like me.
The point is this. When you get really good at spotting patterns, you can put that skill to work. You can put it to work to help yourself, and you can put it to work to help others. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's all get ready to go on out to lunch, okay?
Mr. Harper! Hey, wait. Something's wrong. Almost every day he's come out at the same time to go to the library. Like, say, 5 days a week and 52 weeks in a year. That's 260 times in a year. That means in 2 years he's come out over 500 times at the same time. But now, for some reason, the pattern's broken. Why? Why?
Well, maybe he just decided to do things differently today, Richie.
But, Dad, why would he break a pattern he's repeated over 500 times?
What do you think?
Over 500 times. Maybe we should see if he's all right.
I'll call the building manager.
Oh, the master key won't work.
Mr. Harper! We tried calling.
What makes you think he's in there?
Well, almost every day for the past 2 years, he's come out at 3:30 to go to the library. Today, he never came out.
Well, maybe he went to the library early
I phoned the library. They said he never showed up today. Yeah, that's another pattern broken.
Well, okay, why don't you give me a hand with the door?
Come here, kid.
Well, he's still alive. Let's move him to the bed.
No, don't move him. Just loosen his tie and cover him with a blanket, and I'll call the paramedics.
Hey, look, Mom, they quoted me. I got worried when Mr. Harper didn't meet me. Mom's in here, too, the third paragraph. Upon finding Harper, Mrs. Sally Lavin called the paramedics.
Ta-da!
Well, the important thing is Harper's going to be all right, and Rich can take the credit. You guys ready for school?
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Nobody leaves this house without breakfast.
But, Mom...
Your teacher called me. Haven't you been wondering why you've been getting those headaches? Why you've been sleepy every morning?
Rich is just like me. I get tired, too.
Anybody see a pattern?
Thinkabout is supported by state and provincial agencies working through the Agency for Instructional Television. Together, serving education.